All right, good afternoon, everyone. We're going to continue with our media availabilities here in advance of NASCAR Cup Series qualifying later this afternoon. We've now been joined by Martin Truex Jr., driver of the number 19 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Martin, thank you so much for joining us. I'll go ahead and open for questions. If you have questions for Martin, raise your hand. We'll work to get a microphone to you. We will start up front with Zach.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Martin, has this weekend felt any different getting ready for this one, knowing that this is the last one of your final full-time career?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I guess a little bit. I don't really know the significance of it. I guess it hasn't really sunk in yet, but I'm excited for the weekend. We had a good practice yesterday, and, I think as far as preparation, it's been, same as usual. So, we'll see how it goes, but I'm not sure it's really sunk in yet, and I'm not sure really of the emotions. I'm not super emotional, I guess. So, we'll see what happens after the race. But looking forward to having a fun weekend and hopefully a great day tomorrow.
This paint scheme, was that something you had any input on? Was that a surprise to you? Do you know how that came about? It
was a surprise to me. I had no idea. Very grateful for it, though. It was one of my favorites for sure throughout my career that I've had. Doesn't quite look exactly the same as vinyl. It used to be paint back in the day when that car was painted. It was metallic, so a little bit different, but it looks amazing, and big thanks to everybody at JGR and Bass Pro for putting it together. It's really special.
All right, we'll take our next question from Jenna.
Hey, Martin, congratulations on your career. Number one, what do you have planned tomorrow? How many people you got coming, et cetera, et cetera? And looking back at your career, what do you think you're most proud of?
Well, people that are coming, my family, and I'm not sure aside from them, just my close family. I'm not sure if there's any surprises or anything crazy happening. I would guess not. But
so you're going to keep it nice and Martin Truex-like.
Yeah, just kind of, yeah. Nice and relaxed and normal. But, my career, I think most proud of just, not a high probability, I guess, of doing the things I was able to do. And being able to be around in the Cup Series in this garage as long as I have, and the way it started and the way it ended are completely two different stories, I think. So just the perseverance, I think, the hard work, how none of it came easy. My success in the Cup Series was certainly very, very difficult to achieve, and so I'm very proud of that. But I'm also very thankful for the opportunities and the people I've gotten to work with, and just feel really grateful and lucky to be able to do what I did and have the success that we did.
Steve Phelps yesterday lauded you as one of the cleanest drivers and someone who has really held themselves to a high etiquette on track. Is that something that you've taken pride in over your career?
Yeah, for sure. I think, I don't know that it was that I put a great effort into it. I think it just came naturally, and that's just kind of the way I did things. So, certainly proud of that. I think, times have changed a lot since I learned to race with, Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, and the guys that when I came into the Cup Series with, they didn't put up with anything. So you had to learn quickly, but that's just kind of, my style and the way I'd like to do it.
All right, additional questions for Martin? Okay, we'll get a microphone up here, please, to Dustin.
Dustin Albino, JC Martin, to your right. I know you said you're not an emotional guy, but tomorrow morning, how emotional do you feel like you'll be leading into the race?
I don't think I will be. I think, I'm focused on what we're doing, and I think, if anything, it'll all come afterwards. I think as a driver, you're trained to put the blinders on, right, and not worry about outside distractions and emotions and all the things that could potentially derail what you're trying to do on the weekend or on the race day. So I think if anything, it'll probably not really set in until after.
All right, we'll get a microphone up to Dustin Long, please.
Since you're on your way out, can you finally say what you wrote in the Champion's Journal?
I don't think you're supposed to discuss these things.
It doesn't matter now. You're leaving,
it's
right?
For insiders only. there's some cool stuff in there. I will say that it was really, that was one of the neatest things I've ever seen in my life, to be able to read that and see what the, what past champions have written to each other. I wish it went back in time further. That would have been really cool. But there's some good stuff in there, and no, I won't share it.
Can you imagine what a win would mean tomorrow?
It'd be a storybook, that's for sure. It's not going to be easy. I think we had pretty good speed yesterday, but certainly not what we need to win yet. So hopefully they can find some magic in the adjustments and things we're allowed to do to these cars these days. So we'll see.
All right, microphone to Cole, please, up front. And then a microphone to Noah in the back. Thank you.
Cole Kusamana with the Arizona Republic. Thank you for your time, Martin. You're a winner here at Phoenix once before. What has this place meant to you throughout your career? Any special memories outside of the win, just racing here in general and such?
Yeah, no, just I enjoy these types of tracks. It's kind of like a little bit of Richmond, a little bit of Loudon mixed together. I think it's been a good track for me over the years, and being able to win here is definitely big. I think you want to be able to win at all different types of tracks, and honestly, you want to be able to win everywhere. So definitely cool to get this one checked off a few years ago.
All right, go ahead.
Noah Reed, KSAZ Fox 10. Looking forward, you've already announced you're going to make a couple of starts next season for the Cup Series, but just out of curiosity, looking forward beyond that, would you ever consider doing more grassroots racing? And if you could choose a track that you would like to go back to, what would it be and why?
I've talked about it in the past few years, and I would go back to my home track first, which is Wall Stadium. They have a big Thanksgiving race every year, the Turkey Derby, and I won it. I won it when I was 19, and it's a big race up in that area. So I'd like to do that again. Maybe not this year. I've talked about it, but kind of raced out for the year. So I'll take Thanksgiving with the family this year, and then next year I'll probably be bored, so I might do it then.
All right, if I can get a microphone up here on the right-hand side. Thank you. And then did I have a question on, Holly. Okay, a microphone to Holly, please. Thank you.
Martin, Eric List, Blaze Radio. You have some cup starts coming up next year. Any chance you will see you in an Xfinity or a truck car at any point after?
Yeah, for sure. I think I got to talk to Coach about the Xfinity car. So we'll see what the options are there. I'd like to run a few of those next year for sure. So haven't really looked into the trucks at all. Not sure about that, but I'm open to doing some things. So look forward to having some fun next year, and that will include some racing. So we'll see how it all plays out.
All right, Holly.
Holly came with the NASCAR wire service, and I apologize, I got here a little late if you've answered this, but have you found yourself getting any more emotional or sentimental this weekend, thinking about it all? And how would you say it's felt to have the reception from the fans that, care so much? Yeah,
no, I haven't really got too emotional about it yet. It's I was telling them earlier, I think it'll be more so after the race. It's we're all so focused and on what we're doing and try to do a good job and have a good weekend that you really can't let all that the outside stuff come in and the emotions of it all. So I've been trying to block that out, and we'll see how it goes after the race. But as far as the fans and just people in the sport, a lot of people have reached out that mean a lot to me, and that's been really cool. So very very proud of that. And the fans have been obviously been great. So it's been fun. I've not talked to Barney yet. I'm sure I'll hear from him, though, in his kind of way.
All right, a microphone to Peter, please, over here, and then a microphone up front to Deb.
Peter Strada, TSJ Sports. Martin, you're throwing back your first Cup start from Atlanta. What memories do you have from that race?
It didn't go very well. I remember that. I think we blew a right front tire, hit the wall, but just the memories of how it all came and back in those days, I really was so new to, the NASCAR scene, and I couldn't believe just how quickly it was like, I was just getting my feet, kind of settled into the Busch Series and things going well there, winning some races and feeling like I, kind of belonged in that arena. And then they're like, hey, let's do a Cup race. So it all happened just really fast is what I remember the most. yeah, it was a crazy year and a half of my life, just from moving to North Carolina and doing the things I was doing into being in a Cup car. Like, just it all happened really fast.
All right, Deb, go ahead.
Deb Williams, Auto Week. Martin, congratulations on a great career.
Thanks.
Because you are still going to be occasionally driving a race car next year and looking at the Daytona 500 and all, do you feel like that maybe because you're not just hanging it up and walking away, say like Carl Edwards did, that's why the emotions are not as overwhelming or as intense as they might be otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that that's probably something to be said for that. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about the future and next year and just going to have fun again. You know, so maybe that's, you know, like you said, part of that. But I don't know. I just, I don't really know what tomorrow will feel like. It's going to be different for sure, knowing that you're not in the full time in the Cup Series and all that comes with that. But I'm excited about it. So maybe I'm happy more than anything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Davey, and then I have a question over here. If I can get a microphone. Yep, perfect. Thank you.
Davey Siegel with Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Martin, has Dale Jr. tried to poach you to do any Cars Tour stuff next year yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
Do you anticipate that he will?
I'm not sure. I mean, it'd be fun to race with him again. So if he can't do any Xfinity races, I might have to jump over there and do that.
Next year, obviously, you've talked about like getting back to doing things that you haven't been able to do for the last several years, weddings, family functions, stuff like that. Do you have any idea what your consumption weekly, daily is going to be of all this, whether you're going to watch races, follow stuff, just keep up as much as you can? What's that going to look like for you?
Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. I think I've got a pretty bad habit of still watching everything all the time, so I don't know that that'll change much. I think I'll try to keep up with what's going on and, you know, hopefully have some sort of interaction with the guys at JGR again, especially, you know, the guys that I've worked with. So, yeah, we'll see. Again, I don't have any like solid plans. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow and do what feels right and do what I feel like doing. So it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Right, go ahead.
Brian Twining, Bettsworth Media Group. Martin, with this being your last race, did you set a specific goal or have an idea of what a successful final race for you would be?
I want to win. I mean, honestly, that's we come here every single weekend trying to win, and I know this year has not it's not gone the way we'd hoped it would, that's for sure. But the guys are still, you know, working really hard, trying everything they can, and I'm doing the same. So this is another weekend where we're just business as usual and trying to be the best we can.
All right, we're going to come up front, take a follow-up from Zach, and then we'll end with Remy over here to the right, please.
Has the second half of the season felt any different to you going through each race weekend? Certainly, like you said, the goal is to come out and win each week you show up. But for you personally, has it felt any different, any more relieving, not having to think about what decisions you have to make in the future?
No, it's felt pretty normal, really. I mean, you realize that the opportunities are slipping away, you know, to go back to victory lane, get that last win. You know, so we only have one more shot. That's really been the only thing that's been on my mind. And it's been disappointing at times. You know, I think, you know, at times we've probably won it too much and tried too hard and beat ourselves. That's something that happens in this sport quite often. But, yeah, I don't know, just been trying really hard and won it. So hopefully tomorrow we can come up with some magic.
All right. Remy, go ahead.
Martin, first of all, congratulations to your beautiful career. I'm Remy, by the way, Dutch newspaper, the Financial Times. You started in a first era of NASCAR with Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, and like the old stuff racing. And you are departing the sport with all kinds of new drivers and flamboyant drivers and such. What would your parting words be for them? How would you give them advice? Like, what's the advice for NASCAR going on forward without the old school drivers?
That's could take hours. I don't know. I mean, it's you know, honestly, I think it's just the sport has changed so much. Everything about it, just, you know, from the cars and the way you go about racing and trying to find speed and practicing and testing and all the things that just everything's changed so much. The cars are so different, a lot of young drivers now, and it's just not the same. It's different. It's still very exciting. There's still a lot of people interested, obviously, but it's definitely a lot different. So I don't know that there's any advice other than, don't lose connection to your roots, and try to keep the racing real, and figure out a way the best drivers and teams can still win races.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to take one final question, squeeze one in here from Jerry. If I can get a microphone to Jerry. Here we go. Okay. It's coming, Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net. A non-auto racing question, but are you still in the RC boats and stuff, and will you be doing more of that now that you're not doing this?
Yeah, I intend to. I've not done much of it in the last couple of years, so have more time to work in the garage, build some stuff. That'll be fun.
All right. Coach?
Yeah, I had a question.
Uh-oh.
Who was your favorite owner? and if you answer that, I'll kill you. Because I think I was going to be fifth on the list.
I don't think so.
No, listen, I just want to say to everybody, this guy, many times in our meetings the day after, tough things happen, and that guy's personality and the way he handles things was a real champion, and we just all really appreciate him. And we're looking forward to whatever we can talk him into doing next year, but really a class act, and I hope everybody here, I know everybody here has looked at it the same way. So thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
Well, Martin, I know I speak for so many in this room. We wish you the best tomorrow, and we wish you a great off season to be able to do whatever you want to do. But thank you. You've always been great about doing interviews, showing up on time, and we really appreciate you for all the time that you've given us over the years.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Great job, driver.